woke up early and headed out from our Milan hotel over to the iconic modernist-style Milan Central train station to catch a train to our next destination.
We just finally arrived at this train station, and oh my gosh, it had been a total hectic morning. Getting on a train has its own challenges. Whether you have a seat assigned to you or not, finding the right car, finding your seat, where to put your luggage so it's in a convenient location, it's its own thing.
Well, we got our train to Varenna. Wow, what a scene. Google Maps said it's 10 minutes from our hotel to Central train station. It took us like an hour. Every snag you can think of.
Including our cards
occurred to us.
Declined.
But we're here.
Leaving the hotel.
Fortunately, we left really early, like ridiculously early.
Because that's how I like to travel.
That's how she likes to travel. And I like her not to be freaked out because we're going to be late. So we're here. We're on our train.
And we're not fighting because there's plenty of time.
Well, and we've talked pre-trip, like, let's not fight on travel day. And we've given ourselves in our schedule plenty of time. So our schedule's not really tight. And we're doing slow travel. Even though, but cool. On to our next destination.
The views were beautiful along the way, and we missed a lot of them because we had the most amazing conversation with this singer that we met on the train, and her boyfriend lives up here in this area, and she was going up there, and she was such a lovely lady.
The Varenna train station, which was opened in 1892, was very quaint.
Our driver. Gabriele.
We rented an Airbnb for our stay in Varenna. It came with a driver who took us from the train station through the winding streets and to our accommodations. More accurately, he drove us as close as possible to our accommodations. You see, many of the streets in Varenna are pedestrian only, so we had a short walk down a steep passageway to get to our front door.
The location was fabulous.
The rental was spacious for 2 people. As you can see, it had a living and dining area, a kitchen, a bathroom that is large by European standards, except for the shower. I've never seen a large shower in Europe. The bedroom was plain but perfectly fine for sleeping in. The bed wasn't that comfortable. Our Airbnb even has a washer. Now we just need to figure out how to use it. What could go wrong?
Okay, we checked into our Airbnb. Cute little place. We're stoked. And now we're going to see if we can find lunch. The problem is, it is almost 3 o'clock. And once again, we're probably too late for lunch. And dinner, restaurants don't open until 7 p.m. for dinner. So we might be eating...
No, the market's closed too.
nothing for lunch.
This is the front side of the little hotel we ate at.
Wow, we just got in for lunch because the next couple that came in, he's like, nah, we're closed until 7:30. A common problem
And
we
it's
have.
like 2:30 right now.
Nice view, eh?
It's absolutely lovely, and it's so calming being next to water. It's red prawn, apricot, and almond tartare.
Italians are pretty thin as a whole in Italy. And they eat like, so they'll have an appetizer, their first course is a pasta, they'll have a second course, which is either meat or fish, and then they have like a dessert, all that stuff. That's too much food for us. We ordered an appetizer, and I ordered gnocchi, and what did you?
I ordered like a pasta.
And he's looking at us like, okay, what else? Is that all? Like,
That's
you're gonna
a whole
start to
other
death.
course.
What's wrong? We're like, no,
We're good.
we're good. I ordered a grappa for a digestif, and I've heard they're gnarly. Tori says I've had it before, so to give you an idea how gnarly they are, I don't even remember.
It was a while ago. We were at my uncle's house, and he had some, and he pulled it out.
I didn't know she had an uncle. Okay, stay tuned for the grappa experience.
There it is. It looks evil. Salute.
Wait.
It's not so bad. It's kind of like
Oh. Oh.
Ethyl alcohol.
I mean, how can you go wrong with this? Oh. I love espresso.
How is it?
It's
Bellissimo.
amazing.
You try the grappa. I actually like it.
Oh yeah?
It's not pussies.
Reminds me of a cross between like a vodka and a tequila.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think it's very soft.
That's true. Like my mouth feels very soft now.
Yeah, very soft.
But they
But
use
it has that bite like tequila, you know.
yeah. So I think what they do is they use everything that is not used to make wine and they grind it up and distill it.
Interesting. Afterwards, we just walked around the little square and looked at stuff, took photos. Matt did some B-roll like this.
Eventually, we decided to follow gravity and walked downhill in search of Lake Como. No matter which way you looked, there was a beautiful view. Finally, we turned a corner and there it was, Lake Como. It's always such a magical moment to come face to face with something you've heard about most of your life. It looks like there's a lot of people there, but it really wasn't. We hung out down here for quite a bit. There was a crew of local Italian lads hanging out by the pebbly beach. Of course, the lads had to swim out to the floating dock and rock it back and forth. Boys will be boys. After a nap, we walked back to our beach and I captured a time lapse of the sunset. These steps are kind of deceptive. They're tilted down. They're not flat stairs. They're like all tilted down. So going up and down has a tilt. We weren't hungry, so we just went in and found some gelato. We had no agenda other than to walk around and enjoy the beauty of Varenna. Yeah, so we just headed down towards the lake to find the walkway and walk along the side of the lake, see where it would take us. Eventually, we made it back to the lake's edge and found the Passeggiata degli Innamorati, or Lover's Walk, a lakeshore promenade. It was beautiful. This walkway was so peaceful and picturesque. The local crew was out trying to catch dinner. We just meandered slowly all morning. As you can see, they built this walkway right against a cliff. It was really amazing engineering. Did I say Varenna is beautiful? It's not always easy to see, but there are these villas right next to us that come down from up this cliff above us, and you can't really see them, but they look like they're just beautiful. We eventually made it to the ferry landing. As you can see here, you can actually take your car across the lake on a ferry, which is kind of cool. We came across this little park and enjoyed it for a little while. And then we saw this bridge going over a creek and thought, well, let's walk over there.
This creek amazed me, like how much water must run through this thing.
Yeah, and the mountains are so steep in the background that when it rains, the water must come rushing through there. In fact, there was a town in Cinque Terre that really got wiped out by a flood because of that very same thing. Found a doggy beach.
Looks like there's a little park over there. We picked up a little sandwich at a little shop while we were meandering to got a little coffee to go. Headed down to this little dog beach without any dog.
It had ducks though.
It did have ducks.
So this is
It's,
breakfast.
yeah, we were just, panini.
This dude here has his own boat garage below his lakeside terrace. Whew, probably has a lot of money. Look at that view. We walked as far as we could in this direction and then headed back into town. So it's 10 o'clock and 10 a.m. We've pretty much done everything there is to do in this town. Now, we knew it was going to be a rest day, but we're having a hard time resting. So we got a ticket for the ferry and we're going to go over to Bellagio and
Lunch and come back.
gamble. No, not that Bellagio, the Lake Como Bellagio. So let's go. Getting tickets for the ferry at the kiosk was very easy, as was boarding the ferry and cruising on the lake.
A love affair always begins with a look. Such stories repeat themselves.
Going on the boat away from the town and looking back at the view, it's even more quaint. And the lighting was just, it looks like a movie set. So pretty.
Repeat themselves. A love affair always
The mountains surrounding Lake Como come crashing down into the lake. It didn't take long to cross the lake and arrive at Bellagio.
Bellagio had a pleasant welcoming.
Yeah, shops.
There were some shops, but lots of scarves.
Shopping. I didn't think this Bellagio thing through very well. We're doing our two favorite things. Tori's over there shopping, and I am over here looking at the water and boats. It works. When you're rich AF and you hate people, you're that guy right there. Perfect timing.
We meandered along the side of the lake again. This is typical of Matt. There's signs that say no photos. And then what does he do?
I was so focused I didn't even see those signs until I got to the end, and Tori's like, hey, you're not supposed to take photos. And I was like, oh, sorry, lady. It was just a beautiful day for walking and having no agenda.
And it's set up for that too. Just a pathway through. It's lovely.
Yeah, Bellagio is beautiful. Varenna is beautiful too. Varenna there's almost nothing to do, but it's kind of nice but everywhere you walk, it's just beautiful. Bellagio, shopping OTA. So if shopping is therapy to you, stay at Bellagio. But if you just want to walk around and see beautiful stuff, Varenna.
And it's like Bellagio's more like Del Mar, and
Yeah.
Varenna's more like Encinitas. in a sense. It's not nearly as ritzy as over here in Bellagio.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, later. We were there in October, which is a great time to visit Europe in our opinion. It's shoulder season, so prices are a little bit lower, and usually we've been to Europe twice in October, and both times the weather was just beautiful. We discovered there's a JFK memorial in Bellagio. I think it's because he visited there and they were impressed by him. If you know otherwise, leave a comment below. At the end of the promenade, we came to a quaint harbor and decided to turn back, go into town, and get lunch. As you can see, Bellagio is a charming town. We picked Ristorante Florence for lunch. As you can see, it had a charming outdoor dining room that was right on the lake. We ordered wine. Tori ordered a Chianti, and I got Prosecco. I was in a celebratory mood, probably because of that view. This restaurant was like a fairy tale.
We were actually across the street having fritzers, and Matt goes, "That's where I want to have lunch. Make it happen, honey." So I went over there, talked to the guy, and he got us in, and we enjoyed this.
After lunch, we got back on the ferry to head back to Varenna. The ferry stopped at Bellagio on the way. We decided not to disembark. Maybe next time. It does look like a beautiful town. I notice I use the word beautiful a lot when I'm in Italy. The sun was hitting it just perfectly as we were leaving. There are a lot of empty mooring balls. I wonder if they take the boats out of the water for winter.
Begins with a look. Repeat themselves. A love affair always begins with a look.
There she is, our beloved Varenna. Those villas look posh. If we come back to Varenna, I will be tempted to stay at the Hotel Olivero. It's close to the train station, and I like how it's close to the waterfront. Once we got off the ferry, we essentially walked back the way we came earlier in the morning. And on the way, we found this little cove that had a bunch of restaurants and cafes. And it looked so enticing that we decided to come back later that evening for dinner. This is a fairly normal pedestrian-only passageway. It's nice because you don't have to worry about cars, motorcycles, or bicycles. After a well-needed nap, we headed back to the waterfront cove we found earlier and had dinner at the Nihilist Bar. We ordered some local red wines and they brought us complimentary appetizers. Every trip we've taken to Europe, at one point I order a hamburger. I did it once in Paris and the guy looked at me like I was crazy. We ended dinner with a gelato, then off to bed. All right, it's day 6, I think. Good morning. Yeah, good point. And we just checked out of our
little apartment
in Varenna, and we're gonna catch a train and end up in Verona. But first we gotta climb those things, which they probably don't look steep and rugged, but man, it was hard coming down them. And now we gotta go up them. So, wish us luck. On our way to the train station, we found a small wine bar / cafeteria / coffee bar / sandwich shop / snack bar / casino. We were the only non-locals in there, but the staff treated us kindly. This is the 3rd time I've dragged my suitcase across Europe and Tori's 2nd time with hers, and the wheels are still rolling. It's hard to walk anywhere because you come around every corner and you have this view like this. So I gotta stop and take a picture or get a video clip, and it makes progress very slow. We're gonna be late for our train.
For once, we've got
We made it to the train station with time to spare.
We boarded the train and headed down the hill to Verona. Check out our next video of that experience.
It's not normal weed.